Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of the Mark Fydrich Inside Pitch 1976 season. Mark Fydrich start replay. This game is coming from Fenway Park in Boston, and Rick Wise will be the opposing starter for the Red Sox. I had a little technical difficulty once in my original video when I was getting ready to play this. Got through one batter and the thing kind of screwed up on me, but I didn't want to redo the whole game. I've already got the score sheet done, and I didn't really want to have to make a new one. So what happened was Ron LaFleur singled to lead off the game. Then he had an attempt rating of 8 on his strategy roll. We rolled an 8, and he was able to steal second base. So that's where we stand right now. Ron LaFleur is at second base, nobody out. And Tom Verizor, the shortstop, is the next man up to face Rick Wise. We get 2-1, and that is a star line against the right-handers. So we'll check and see what the star line is. It's a 1, which is a ground ball to short. And let's check the runner advancement here. Runner advances on ball hits to short or pitcher if his BR rating beats a 1d6 roll. Okay. Well, the BR rating for LaFleur is a 4. And it does beat that because that's a 1. So he will make it to third base on the 6-3 ground out. So LaFleur is at third base with 1 out. And we'll go ahead and I'm not going to do a strategy roll with a runner on third. It's not trying to pick off for a steal or anything. So we're just going to continue. We get a 6-2, which is a potential walk. And the walk rating on Ogilvy is a 4. Fenway takes away 3, makes it a 1. That's a 9. There's no walk. So Ogilvy, 4-6. He will line it to second base. And let's check the double play possibilities. I don't think that that's going to come into play with a runner on third. Let's see here. Now, the only way you can double him off is if he lines it to the pitcher or third. So there's no double play possibility. It is simply out number 2. Here's Rusty Staub. We get a 5-1, and that's a strikeout chance. And with a 1 there, that's a definitive strikeout. So Rusty Staub out on strikes, and the leadoff single and stolen base from LaFleur don't amount to anything. Wise pitches out of it. We go to the bottom of the first. And here comes Mr. Fydrich. He will be facing Cecil Cooper, leadoff hitter. DH. 4-4. 4-4 is blank for Fydrich. Cooper's card, 5-5. Always doubles. And 5-5 gets Cooper a single to center field. I'm sorry, to right field. Single S9, single to right. His attempt rating is a 2, so we'll see if he does anything. 7, he does not do anything. So nothing on the strategy roll. Next up is Doug Griffin. He could bunt. He's a 5 bunter. And you know what? I think he will bunt. So as a 5 bunter, a 1 through 16 would be a good bunt. And we'll roll the blue die to see who fields it. It's a 13, so that is a good bunt. And it's a 5, which means the third baseman fielded it. So Aurelio Rodriguez will throw over to second baseman covering first. Cooper will make it to second. So successful sacrifice. Go ahead and have Fred Lynn come up, and we'll do a make sure there's no pickoff or anything. And there's not. So here's Fred Lynn. 2-5. 2-5 is a potential walk. That's a 10. His walk rating is a 10, but you lose 3 at Fenway. Makes it a 7. So no walk. Lynn, 3-1 is a grounder to third. And you have to have a 6 on this D6 in order to advance. And you don't, so runner will have to hold. 2 away. Brings up Yaz. We'll check again for a potential pickoff. There is none. 2-3. 2-3 is a blank for Yaz because he's a lefty. 5-3 is a fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. So after 1 complete, we are scoreless here at Fenway. Those pitchers allowed runners, but we're able to pitch around it. So now it will be the Top of the second inning, and time for Jason Thompson of the Tigers. See what he can do against Rick Wise. 3-2. 3-2 is a blank. So we go to Jason Thompson's card. 6-4. 6-4 is a star line 3. See what the star line is. It's a 4. Ground ball to third, so that's one away. No, I'm sorry, star line 3. I didn't have to roll for that. I go to number 3. It's a ground ball to second. My bad. All right, not that it matters. I'm not keeping fielding stats, but do want to be accurate if at all possible. Here's Alex Johnson. He is in left field today. 5-1 is a strikeout chance. His strikeout's a 9, -1's an 8. This is a 6, however, so it will be a strikeout of Alex Johnson, left fielder. He's 0 for 2, or 0 for 1 now. First 2 were gone. Here's A-Rod, Aurelio Rodriguez. 2-1. 2-1 against a right-hander is a star line, so star line's a 4. That is a ground ball to third. So Rodriguez grounds to Petrocelli to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the second, no score. And heart of the order coming up for the Sox to face Fydrich. It'll be Jim Rice. Rice, Fisk, and Evans. Actually, middle of the order, not heart of the order. Rice, 3-3. That's a ballpark check, so we go to Fenway. We got a 4-1. 4-1 is a star line 4. That is a ground ball to second. And there's one away. So Rice is retired. Here's Fisk. 6-5 is a range play. 5-3 is a question mark 8. That's an 11. So against a right-hander, 11 falls in the 7-12 category. It's a double to center field. However, we got a range play for LaFleur. If he can run it down, he will make that catch and it won't be a double. He's a 3 range factor. And he does grab it, so LaFleur takes a potential double, or does take a double away from Fisk. So LaFleur covering a lot of ground out there. Here's Dewey Evans, 2 up, 2 down, nobody on. 6-1 is a potential walk, and the walk ratio is a 13, -3 is a 10, that's a 7, so Dewey Evans will walk. So walk to Evans, 2 down, Evans at first. And Evans is an attempt of 2. So we'll check strategy roll. Nothing going on there. Here's Petrocelli. 2-1 is a potential error. 4-1. Grounder to the pitcher. So an error, but Fydrich has a 0 error rating, so there's no chance for an error. So it's just a 1-3 ground out, and the inning is over. So after 2 complete, his score is Detroit 0 and Boston 0. And we'll take a quick time out as Rick Wise makes his warm-up tosses and gets ready to face Pedro Garcia. Okay, we are back, and Pedro Garcia leads off the top of the third. We get a 3-3, and that's blank for Wise. Garcia, 4-6 is a pop out to first. Handled by Yaz, and that's one away. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Bruce Kim. 6-2 is a potential walk. He walks at a 10, but you lose 3 for Fenway, makes a 7. That was a 10, so Fenway cost him a walk. Go to Kim's card, 5-4. 5-4 is a single pass short, so he gets on base anyway. With that single pass Burleson, 1-out single. And Kim has an attempt rating of 3. That's a 4, so it's a hit and run chance. So we got a hit and run chance for Ron LaFleur. And what we do initially for that is just treat it as a normal at bat. So there will be adjustments on certain things if they come up. But right now, just a normal at bat. So we go to Wise's card. 5-2 is a range play. 1-1. Starline 1 is a ground ball to short. So we need a range play on the ground ball to short. Range of Burleson's only a 2. So he will not get to it. It's a failed range play on a G6. So let's check the hit and run here. The factors on the hit and run says all BR ratings get a +2. So let's check the BR rating of the runner Kim. He is a 2, so now it's up to a 4, and it was a failed range play on a ground ball to short. Failed range play, ground ball to short. It's an S6, so we treat it like an S6. So S6 to go from first to third on an S6, you would need a 5 through a 6. He is only a 4, so even with the hit and run, he cannot advance, but it will be a single. And Kim will go to second. So the hit and run produced a hit, but not an extra base. All right, we'll check, make sure there's no pickoff. There's not. Here's Verizon. 13. 1-1. So 1-1 is a home run chance. Straight out home run chance. But his home run's only a 2, so Verizon will not homer. 1-1 is a fly to left, and that's out number 2. And Kim's not going to go anywhere on the fly to left. So there's 2 down, 2 on. Roll another strategy roll. There's a 20 chance for a pickoff. His pickoff rating, though, is only a 1, so it has to be a 1. And it's not, so no pickoff. 5-5, potential error. Ogilvy. 1-5 is a ground ball to first. That's Yaz. His error rating's a 2. That's a 10, so there is no error. It's simply a ground ball to first, and that's the third out of the inning. So that's going to do it for the Tigers in the top of the third. So Rick Wise gets around that. A couple of base runners. We go to the bottom of the third. Still no score. Here's Rick Burleson. 1-3. That's the star line for Fydrich. And it's a 1, so it's a ground ball to second. And Burleson is retired. 1 away. And that will bring up, let's get Burleson in here. There we go. All right, that will bring up Cecil Cooper. Cooper singled his last trip. 5-6. And a possible error if there's a grounder. Cooper, 2-6. There is a grounder. Grounder to second. That's a 15. Garcia's an 11, so no error because that's greater than his error rating. So the grounder to second will be a good one. Good play, I should say. So 2 up, 2 down. Brings up Doug Griffin. So Doug Griffin. He'll sacrifice bunt his first trip. 4-5. Blank for Fydrich. Griffin, 4-5 again. Ground ball back to Fydrich, and the inning is over. So 3 innings in the books, and scoreboard still shows goose eggs. As we go to the top of the 4th, Rusty Staub will start things off for the Tigers. 1-2 is a range play at Fenway, so we have to bring Fenway back in. 5-6. That's a single to left field, but it's a range play, so we'll check the range of Jim Rice. He is a range of 3. That's a 4, so it's a failed range play. So let's see, I believe we have to roll again to see if it's a single or a double, and we do. It's a 1, so it's just a single. So it's a single for Rusty Staub, as Rice not able to get over to it. Leadoff single, and Staub cannot go anywhere. He's at a temp rating of H, so there's nothing doing there. It's a 6-5, and that's a strikeout chance. I'm sorry. Yes. No, I'm sorry. It's ballpark chance. 6-5. 6-6 was strikeout. 6-5 is ballpark. So go back to Fenway. 4-4. And that's a home run chance to the opposite field. So we're going to roll basically off his home run rating, but it's a 20. So pretty much guaranteed to be a home run. I don't think there's anything to stop it. Because the rule is when you get to this, you just roll off their home run rating. And against right-handers, he's a full 20. There's nothing in Fenway to change it. So that is a home run for Jason Thompson. Opposite field over the Green Monster. It is a 2-run shot. And the Tigers grab a 2-0 lead here in the 4th inning. Single by Staub and then a home run by Thompson. Here's Alex Johnson. 4-6. 4-6 is a blank for Wise. Here is Johnson's card. 5-3. It's a star line 4. Ground ball to third. One away. Brings up Aurelio Rodriguez. 1-6 is blank again for Wise. 5-2 is a single to left field for Aurelio Rodriguez. His attempt is only a 1, and Wise doesn't affect that. That's a 3, so it will be a hit and run because that's within a couple of numbers of his attempt number. So there will be a hit and run chance for Pedro Garcia. 5-6 is the ballpark. So we go to Fenway. 6-5, and that's a home run pop to the pull side. But Garcia is only a 4, so this has to be a 4 or less to be a home run. And it is not a home run. So let's check the rule book here. I believe when you have a failed home run like that, that you just re-roll this, but let's double check it. Oh, wait a minute, it says if no home run, then play like a fly out. Okay, so it's a fly out. That home run chance went to the pull side, so that would be a fly to left. So Garcia could not get in all of it, and Rice hauls it in. And the runner, Rodriguez, will scamper back to first. So 2 outs. We'll roll again on the strategy roll. Nothing happening. Here's Bruce Kim. 6-2 is a potential walk, but that's a 19, so no walk. Kim, 3-1 is a grounder to short, and that's going to end the inning. But 2 runs come in on that 2-run homer, courtesy of Jason Thompson, over the Green Monster the opposite way, and then we go to the bottom of the 4th. It is 2-0 Tigers. Fydrich now enjoying that lead. To go through the heart of the order, Lynn, Yastrzemski, and Rice. 4-3. Nothing doing there. He's not tired. 4-3 again is a pop-up to second. So 1 away. Brings up Yaz. Carl Yastrzemski. 5-3. 5-3 against a righty would be a strikeout chance, but against a lefty Yaz, it's a blank. Roll for Yaz's card. 3-2. 3-2 is a star line 1, which is a ground ball to second, handled by Garcia. So 2 up, 2 down. Brings up Jim Rice. 2-4. 2-4 is an error, potential error if there's a throw required. 1-6 is a fly to left, no throw, so no error. And that's going to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down go the Red Sox. So Mr. Fydrich has shut down the Red Sox through 4 innings here at Fenway and enjoys a 2-0 lead. We start the 5th. Top of the order, Ron LaFleur. 4-6 is a star line against a right-hander. That's a 2, so it's a fly to center. And LaFleur is out of there. 1 away for Tom Verizor. 1-3 is a potential strikeout, but that's a 15, so that's way too high. Go to Verizor's card. 6-6 is a star line 3. That's a ground ball to second. 2 up, 2 down. That will bring up Ben Ogilvy, right fielder. 6-5 is a ballpark chance, or ballpark reading, so go to Fenway. 3-5. 3-5 is a star line 5, which on Wise's card is a fly to left. So Ogilvy goes the opposite way, but not deep enough. Rice hauls it in. Innings over. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 2-0 Tigers. And Fydrich back out there. We'll be facing Pudge, Carlton Fisk. 2-6. 2-6 is blank under Fydrich. Fisk card 2-1. Against a left-hander, it's a double to center, but against a right-hander, he flies to center. So there's one of those little lefty-righty splits coming in. And it brings up Dewey Evans. 1-6 is a potential walk, but that's an 18, so that's too high. No walk. Go to Evans' card. 2-2, he flies to left. So 2 up, 2 down, and that brings up Rico Petrocelli. 1-1 is a strikeout chance. That's 15. That's too high. 4-2. 4-2 is a star line 4, which is a ground ball to Garcia at second to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. And I believe now that is 10 in a row retired by Fydrich. We go to the top of the 6th. Still 2-0 Tigers. And Rusty Staub, who got the things started for the Tigers back in the 4th, will step up. 1-3. 1-3 is a blank because he's a lefty. Staub's card. 6-6 is a ground ball to second baseman Griffin. 1 away. Brings up Thompson, has that opposite field home run last time up. 3-5. 3-5 is a double question mark against a lefty. That's a 1-6 to have an automatic out. Against a righty, it's a 1-16 for an automatic out. So you can see he was tougher on righties than lefties, which makes sense. He's a right-hander. That's a 14, so had Thompson been a righty, he'd be out automatically, but he's not. So we go to Thompson's card. 4-1, he's going to be out anyway, fly to center. So 2 down, and that brings up Alex Johnson. Johnson, a 1-6 is blank on Wise's card. 1-3 is a ground ball to second, and that's going to end the inning. So we'll go to the bottom of the 6th, still 2-0 ball game. And leading off for the Red Sox will be number 9 hitter Rick Burleson, shortstop. He's going to lead things off against Fydrich. 6-5 is a range play. 3-4. 3-4 is a star line 5, which is a ground ball to third. So we got the range of Rodriguez. He's a 3. And that's 2, so he will make the play. 5-3 ground out, 1 away. Here's Cecil Cooper. So that's 11 in a row retired by Fydrich. 2-2. Blank under Fydrich's card. Cooper, 2-4. Fly to left. So yet another retired batter in a row. Brings up Doug Griffin. 6-1 is against the right-hander, a chance for a walk, but that's an 18, so there's no walk there. Griffin, 6-2, ground ball to short. That's going to end the inning. And we go to the 7th. It's still 2-0. Rick Wise pitching well, but no run support. And now he has to face the bottom of the order, Rodriguez, Garcia, and Kim. And he can face up to 27 batters. He's faced 24 right now, so the bullpen is going to start to loosen just a touch. 4-6. 4-6 is a star line because he's a right-hander. Automatic out. It's a 4. Star line on the 4 is a G5, so Rodriguez grounds to Petrocelli, 1 away. Here's Pedro Garcia. 5-1 is a strikeout chance. Strikeout ratings of 13. You lose 1 for Fenway and make it a 12, but that is a 12, so he will strike out. 2 up, 2 down. Number 9 hitter Bruce Kim. 3-1. 3-1 is a walk chance, and with this being a 2, it will be a walk. So Kim will walk. And he does have the attempt rating of 3, so we'll roll for that. Nothing doing on the attempt, so we go to Ron LaFleur's card. We get a 1-4. 1-4 is a hit by pitch. He's a -6. It's a 2, so that makes it a -4. So even though it's a 1, there's no hit by pitch. So LaFleur's card, 2-5. Ground ball to second. That's going to end the inning. 7th inning stretch time here at Fenway. Still 2-0. Favor of the Tigers. And the Red Sox do have Tom Bergmeyer loosening in their bullpen. All right, here is Fred Lynn. 4-6 is a hit by pitch. He's a -4. He's a +1. It's a -3, so he cannot be hit by pitch. We get a 3-1. That's ground ball to third. So yet another in a row for Fydrich. Brings up Yaz. See if Yaz can do something. 2-5 is a potential walk. He's got a walk of 16, but you lose 3 with Fenway, makes it a 13, so that makes that out of range. So Fenway costs Yaz a walk. So 6-6, he will do a question mark 8. That's a 15, and against a right-hander, that's a double. So Yaz eschews the walk and gets a double. That brings the tying run to the plate in Jim Rice. We'll roll to make sure there's no pickoff. There is not. Here's Rice. 6-4. 6-4 is a double question mark, but that's a 20, so there's not going to get it. If it had been a 16 or less, he'd have gotten a star line out of that, but he didn't. 6-5, so instead it's a single to center field by Jim Rice. And we'll check the runner advancement for Yaz. Yaz's BR rating, he's a 3. So on a single to center, S8. Go from second to home, you add 2 to the BR rating. So the BR rating was a 3. Now you add 2 to make it a 5. LaFleur is a +1, makes it a 6. They're not even going to throw for that. That's going to be an automatic. He will score. He will keep Rice at first base. So the 2-1 ball game now. The attempt for Rice is a 2. No result there, so we move on. For Carlton Fisk. Make sure there's no pickoff on Rice. There is not. There's Fisk. 1-5. Home run question mark. That's a 9. Against right-handers, it's only a 1-7 chance. Against lefties, it would have been 1-19, but there is no home run chance. It's a good thing, too, because Fisk has a 19 up there. So Fydrich escapes that. Here is Fisk. 5-4. 5-4 is still a single pass shortstop. So the third time around, they're getting to Fydrich. Let's see the runner advancement. S6. To go from first to third, you have to have a 5 or 6 BR rating. Rice does not, so he will hold. Rice will hold at second. Runners at first and second with only 1 out and 1 in. And Dewey Evans coming to the plate, and the Tiger bullpen is getting some activity down there. Looks like the right-hander Steve Grilly is loosening. Let's check, make sure there's no pickoff of anybody on base. There's not. Here's Evans. And we get a 2-3. 2-3 is a strikeout chance. He's a 13, but you lose 1 there, makes it a 12. That's a 13, no strikeout. Evans, 4-6. And he's going to single pass short. How about that? So this probably will tie the game. S6 to go from second to home. We need a 3 through 6, and I believe Rice is a 3. And he is, so he will score. Because actually going to add 1 from LaFleur, so that even makes it a 4. So he will definitely score. Now, let's see. Fisk, can he go from first to third? Fisk BR rating. Let's check the BR rating of Fisk. He's a 2. Go from first to third. You add 2. So it makes him a 4. Plus 1 from LaFleur makes him a 5. So unless this is a 6, he'll make it. And he's got thrown out. How about that? He tried to go to third and couldn't do it. So he will be nailed 8-5 for out number 2. But we do have a tie ball game as Dwight Evans singles in a run. And Evans, his attempt rating is a 2. Nothing happening on the strategy roll. So now we go to Rico. We'll check for pickoff. There is none. Rico, 2-1 against Fydrich is a possible error. 3-5 is a G1, but Fydrich has no error, so it's a good play. And that's going to end the inning. But 2 runs come in, and we got a tie game at 2. Brand new ball game, 2-2, as we go to the 8th inning. And let's see how they want to play this. They're going to let Rick Wise start the inning. But then we have 3 left-handers in a row, so they will be bringing in Tom Bergmeyer. But right now, Wise is going to face Verizon. 5-6 is a ballpark check. 1-3 is a single past second base. So Verizor with a leadoff single, and that's going to do it for Wise. Unfortunately, he will not qualify for the win, and he is responsible for the runner on base, so he could actually lose it if he would score. Timeout. Okay, I got a little confused there. Tom Bergmeyer was in the last game against Minnesota, or one of the last games against Minnesota. It's actually Tom House, a different Tom, lefty, for the Red Sox coming in now to pitch. And he'll be facing Ben Ogilvy. I looked at the strategy roll for Verizor. He's got an attempt rating of 1, but House has a -1 hold rating, so that makes him a 0, so nothing's happening there, although we'll check for a pickoff, and there is none. So now we've got House against Ogilvy. 2-4 is a range play. 6-3 is a ground ball to first. We're checking Yaz. His range is a 3. And it's a failed range play. So a failed range play on a ground ball to first. Failed range play on a G3 is a number 3. So we have to check. It's in gray on my little board here, so that means we got to check and see if it's a single or a double. 1-4, it's a single. Anything else, it's a double. It is a single. So now we have to check runner advancement because they did have a riser at first base. So to go first to third on an S3, first to third, you need a 2 through 6, which Verizor is a 2, so he will make it. So Verizor scoots over to third base on that base hit by Ogilvy. Runs at the corners, nobody out. Ogilvy is a 4 attempt rating, so we'll see what he can do, if anything. And he's going to try to steal because he has a 4 attempt rating. He's a 14. House adds 1 to that with his steal rating, so that's a +1, makes it a 15. Fisk is a 0, so 1 to 15, he'll make it. And he does. So it's a stolen base. That takes the double play out of order. As Ogilvy scoots over to second base, gets into scoring position with nobody out, and Rusty Staub, the batter. Infield's going to have to come in. Try to choke the runoff. 3-4. 3-4 is a strikeout plus. So even though that's a 19, you add 10, makes it his a 16 against a lefty, makes it a 16. But the ballpark's a -1 is a 15, so that 19 is not a strikeout. So even with the strikeout plus, still couldn't get the K. So here's Staub. 1-5 is a star line 1, which is a ground ball to second. And they're going to have to hold the runners. So I believe with the infield in on ground outs, let's see here, infield in. That's only effective if it's a range check. On a regular grounder, it's just going to be an out, and the runners have to hold. So Staub is retired. Here's Jason Thompson. Again, infield still in. 1-4 is a strikeout chance against the lefty, and it will be a strikeout. That's a 4, so House comes in and strikes out Thompson. So after giving up that single to Ogilvy, he gets a grounder to Staub and a strikeout to Thompson. And now Alex Johnson is up, and the question is, do they bring in a righty to face Johnson, or do they leave House in there? And the decision is made to go ahead and stick with House. So here is infield's back at normal depth. 3-4, 3-4. Against a lefty would be a strikeout plus. Against a righty, it is blank. Go to Johnson's card. 3-1 is a single to center. Single pass short. So may have been a mistake there. Should have had a right-hander in there. Base hit's going to score Ogilvy, and may score Staub. We shall see. S6 to go from second to home. You got to have a 3 through 6, and you do add 1 to the BR rating of the runner Staub. His BR rating is a 2, so you add 1 to that. It's a 3. And since an S6 is a 3 through 6 to score, he will in fact score. So the fact that there were 2 outs allows Staub to score as well. 2 runs are in. It is 4-2 in favor of the Tigers. Runner at first is Johnson. His attempt rating is a 4. That's a 3, so Johnson's going to attempt to steal. Stolen base is a 12, plus 1 is a 13. So we get a 1 through 13 for a stolen base, and he does steal second. So Johnson steals second to get himself into scoring position for Aurelio Rodriguez. Roll for a potential pickoff. There is none, so here's Rodriguez. 5-5, and that's a hit by pitch chance. Plus 10 for House. That's a 1, so that makes him an 11. So it is a hit by pitch. He plunks. Aurelio Rodriguez puts 2 on, and that's going to do it for House. He just could not get out of the 7th. I'm sorry, out of the 8th. So they will go to the pen, and they will bring on Mr. Jim Willoughby. So Jim Willoughby is on. Jim Willoughby trying to get out of this. He's got 2 on, 2 outs. And Pedro Garcia, the batter. Make sure there's no pickoff. There is none. So Garcia steps to the plate. 2-2 is a strikeout chance, but that's an 18, so no strikeout. Garcia, 6-1. Starline 3, that is a grounder to short. Innings over. But 2 runs come in. The Tigers answer the 2 runs by the Red Sox with 2 of their own. And unfortunately for Rick Wise, that first run to score is charged to him. So he is potentially on the hook for the loss if the score stays 4-2. Or if the Red Sox don't make it to 4 runs and try to tie the game. So here's Fydrich. He has faced 26 batters. He's good for 34. So here's Burleson stepping to the plate. 5-5 is a strikeout chance, and with that being a 2, even with Fenway -1, that 4 becomes a 3. 2 qualifies, so strikeout of Burleson for 1 away. Brings up Cecil Cooper. 3-6 is a blank. Against a righty, it would have been a strikeout chance. But here it's a blank, and so it's a single to right field. So Cooper avoided the strikeout, gets the single. He's got an attempt of 2. That's an 8, so nothing going on there. Brings up Doug Griffin. And you wonder, with Griffin up there, they might pinch hit for him. Let's look at their bench. I think they're going to go to a better hitter. He's only hit 189 for the season. So they're going to go with Rick Miller. Rick Miller is going to pinch hit. And then Steve Dillard will come in and play second base. So we'll write Dillard's ratings in. So Steve Dillard, second base, is a 370. That is for Dillard, but right now Miller is the pinch hitter. And then Dillard is at second. So right now Rick Miller, lefty, is up to the plate with a runner at first and 1 away. Cooper. Did we just check it? We already checked his attempt rating, I do believe. So let's go now to Miller's at bat. 3-6 is again against the lefty. That would have been a strikeout of the second baseman Griffin had he been in there, but since it's a lefty, we can skip that. Go to Miller's card. 3-3. 3-3 is a ground ball to second. Could be a double play. He's a double play rating of 2, and everybody else adds nothing to it, so it's a 1 or 2 for a double play. It's a 6, so the runner is going to advance. So that becomes a 4-3 ground out with Cooper going to second. So 2 outs. Cooper now at second base. So Miller fails to get the hit. Here's Fred Lynn. He does represent the tying run. We'll make another play on Cooper for a possible pickoff. Nothing happening. Here's Lynn. 2-3 on Fydrich is blank again because of the lefty. 1-1 is a question mark 9. Question mark 9 against a right-hander. 7-13 is a triple. That's a 7. So it is a triple for Fred Lynn. And that will score Cooper, cut the lead to 4-3. And with Yaz coming up, Tigers are going to go to the bullpen. That's going to be all for the Bird. He is going to exit And they're going to bring in lefty John Hiller to try to get the lefty Yastrzemski out. So John Hiller coming on, looking for potentially a 4-out save. He did have 13 saves in 1976. So no strategy roll on the runner at third. I'm not going to have anything weird there. 5-5 against a left-hander is blank. Against a right-hander would have been a strikeout plus. Against a left-hander it's blank. So here's Yaz. 3-6. And against a right-hander he would have doubled to right, but against a left-hander he flies to right. So that's going to end the inning. But that run is charged to Fydrich. Closed the book on Fydrich. He went 7 2/3, gave up 3 runs, all earned. But he does have a chance to get the win if the Tigers keep the lead. All right, so Willoughby will start the top of the 9th against Bruce Kim. 1-2 is a blank against a right-hander. Kim 4-4 is a fly to left, and that's 1 away. Sure, and all these things happening in this game, I'm probably making an error somewhere, but I do the best I can. If I do make a blatant error, somebody please tell me and I will tighten things up. If I misinterpret a rule or something. If I misread a block, I can't help that, but if I misinterpret a rule, that's what I really want to know about. 4-3 is a double question mark. LaFleur is a righty, so a 1 through 12 would be a single. That's a 15, so there's no single. Go to LaFleur's card, 2-5. Almost had a 5-5, which would have been a star line 6. 2-5 instead is a ground ball to second base for out number 2. So it would have been an out either way, just different kind of out. Here's Riser. 2-4. 2-4 is blank on Willoughby. Riser 5-1. He grounds to third. Handled over there by Petrocelli. And the inning's over. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Red Sox. And we got Rice, Fisk, and Evans. So all these right-handers up there. So they may go to a different reliever other than Hiller. Let's see here. They could go to Steve Grilly. Or they could just stick with Hiller. You know what? Hiller is their closer, so I'm just going to stick with him, righty or lefty. Notwithstanding, now they do have Grilly in the bullpen loosening in case Hiller runs into problems, but they're going to try to stick it out with Hiller. Here against Rice. 5-4. 5-4 is a strikeout chance, but that's a 19, so there is no strikeout chance. Because I'm sorry, I take it back. Rice is facing a lefty, so his strikeout chance is a 20. -1 from Fenway is a 19, and this was a 19, so it is a strikeout. How about that? I was so used to reading off the right-hand side for righties, I forgot where Hiller's a lefty. So that's a 20. -1's a 19, and we rolled a 19, so that is, in fact, a strikeout. So here's Fisk. Almost missed that one. 2-5 is another strikeout chance. Against lefties, it's a 13. -1's a 12, but that's a 5. So Hiller, good thing they left him in there. Ralph Houck had confidence in Hiller, and he's going to leave him in there, and he struck out the first 2 he has faced. And last chance for the Red Sox is Dewey Evans. Could Hiller strike out the side? Nope. 2-2's a home run question mark. And against a right-hander, it's 1-8, but that's a 13, so Evans not going to get a chance at that homer. Go to Evans' card. 6-5, he's going to ground, or he's going to do a star line 3, which is a ground ball to third. Rodriguez cross the diamond to Thompson to end the ball game, and that's going to do it. The Tigers hold on and win it by the final score of 4-3. Winning pitcher was Mark Fydrich. The loser, unfortunately, was Rick Wise, and the save to John Hiller. 4-3 is the final. So hope you all enjoyed that presentation of Inside Pitch, and until next time, I will see you all down the road.